Morning YouTube, welcome to day 23 of VEDA, and I am going to work. Bye. Hello, so a busy shift later and I'm done. Turns out I'm actually not working tonight, I thought I was. What I have to do is all the Word documents, file things for the radio submission, they're all not in the right format. Basically, I have to retype them out into a grid and all that stuff. What I'm also going to do tonight is hopefully make a proper start on this presentation that I'm doing, because I have to do a presentation on punk today. And if I get all that done, I can start revising, because I have a mock. Well, I have half of a mock exam on Monday and the other half is on Thursday, and yeah, I don't even know what the exam paper looks like yet. Hello. So recently it has been the NUS president elections, and I just thought as a student I should say something about this, because basically what has happened is a controversial figure has been elected. This also happened at the Huddersfield SU presidential elections. So there's two topics I'm about to cover. One is the Huddersfield SU president, Sabrina Hussain, and then there is also the NUS president, Malia Buatia, I think that's what her name is. If it's not, I'll just call her Malia for the rest of the video. So basically, last month, it was the Huddersfield SU elections. Sabrina Hussain is the newly elected SU president. She was the member of the diversity slate who were accused of cheating multiple times, were accused of pressuring students into voting. They were warned by officials and then sanctioned, and then they still won the elections by a landslide. Sabrina was booed by everyone but her friends when it was announced, and then a photo of her swearing in response towards her opposition surfaced quickly after the announcement, and it was also taken down literally the day after. She made accusations of racism towards everyone who disagreed with her appointment, including 725 people who have signed a petition demanding the SU organise a revote, which hasn't happened. Her opponents for the position of president, who were then questioned by the police, and then even the police didn't really know. The police hadn't seen these racial comments that they were investigating. And then also, like, everyone who called for a vote of no confidence in her. And then she remained in her role after a vote of no confidence wasn't passed by the Union Council. She hasn't really shown the quality that you would hope for in a president since actually winning. Like, she's been immature about it, she's been throwing the race cards genuinely. Like, I've been on social media for pretty much the entire time since it happened, and I didn't see a single racist comment. Granted, I did sleep at some point, but, and also the fact that I'm white shouldn't negate the fact that I can tell what racism is. I can look at the slave trade, or I can look at apartheid, or I can just look at the bloody idiotic police in America shooting black people and say, yeah, that's racism. But just because I'm white doesn't mean that you can say, oh no, you don't know what racism is. I know what transphobia is. I'm not saying they're both of the same level of terribleness, like, but you are more accepted if you are black than you are transgender or transsexual or anything like that. Seriously, just go and look at a post on Facebook about someone being trans, whereas if you look at a post on someone being black, there will be almost literally no racist comments whatsoever, but you still get transphobic comments everywhere. So shush, Sabrina, we're not being racist. If people are being racist, they're not the people who actually care about the SU election. But yeah, then on to Malia. She's the newly appointed NUS president. She called peaceful protests against Sabrina Hussain at Huddersfield University a witch hunt on Facebook, and also posted a blog to an NUS thing. That's now been taken down because it was rightly uncalled for. She described the University of Birmingham as a Zionist outpost in British higher education. Well, in 2014, she personally opposed an NUS motion condemning ISIS as a terrorist organisation to, quote, We're taking things a step further and dangerously condemning the resistance, branding groups and individuals as terrorists. And her reasoning behind this was that it would be Islamophobic to call ISIS terrorists. And then also, when she was the Black Students Officer, she said this in anti-peace talk. The alternative to resistance is what we've been observing over the last 20 years or so, which is peace talks, the strengthening of colonialism. I don't get what's happening at the minute, but the NUS is failing students. I mean, the Huddersfield SU elections were independently investigated, to quote a statement from the SU, and found that nothing wrong had been done, which sort of contradicts the fact that they received a sanction, and now all of a sudden Malia Buat, I don't know, has been elected as the NUS president. There's something going on here, and it doesn't make sense. Unfortunately, white people like me and a lot of other students aren't even really allowed to complain without being called racist, because apparently wanting fair election results or the chance to be yourself or anything is racist. This whole situation feels like a post on Tumblr where you've said something, or for example, in my favourite film of all time, The Danish Girl, the lead character is played by a cis male, Eddie Redmayne, and that caused a lot of outcry because people were saying it should have been a trans woman. So on like Tumblr, on almost every The Danish Girl post, you just get people saying cis people can't determine what is transphobic and not is transphobic. And this whole thing seems to be like that, because Sabrina and Malia have all just like said, oh, everyone's being racist. And then white students, i.e. me and quite a few people on that petition, we say, we're not being racist, we have genuine concern, because we do. And then Sabrina and Malia are basically saying, you can't tell us what is racist or not, because you are white, you are supreme, you don't know what it's like to be, what's the word? You don't know what it's like to be segregated and prejudiced and everything else. But a lot of us do. I don't think you get that. And we're not being racist. This part of the vlog was done off my own opinion, and it shouldn't reflect what any people who I am associated with should think. I just believe that if you're going to have a democracy and people cheat and then win, that's not a democracy. Yeah. If you don't hear from me, I've been hunted down by Sabrina and taken out, because next year I am going to cause as much fuss as possible until a vote of no confidence is passed, because cheating shouldn't prosper. Okay, so I know I said I was going to do uni work, but I started procrastinating, and here I am about 5 hours later. And what has happened is most people use YouTube or Tumblr or something like that to procrastinate. I've ended up cataloguing my Yu-Gi-Oh cards. So I finished cataloguing my Yu-Gi-Oh cards. I have 523 of them. So I now have a pile of the last packs that I had to open while doing this. Now hopefully I might actually get some work done, because I've procrastinated long enough. Time's 9:10, for God's sake. In fact, actually, I've got to edit this as well, haven't I? Oh, great, yeah. So what I'm going to do now is go downstairs, make some food, and then edit this, do some work, hopefully. Right. Guess I'll see you tomorrow. Bye.